Hey everybody. So Sina and I, my son Sina and I, are studying history together. I homeschool, my wife and I homeschool our children wherever we take them around the world. And something very important is happening now that I wanted to share with you and I wanted to share with Sina as he continues to work. Now we've been learning about, Sina, what have we been studying this morning?
History.
History. What specifically have we been studying about history?
War.
War. What about war? Ancient wars or a different kind of war?
We're learning modern.
We're learning modern war, exactly right. Did you know there were so many modern wars that our country was in? Did you know there were so many?
Yeah, I thought there was before I thought there was only 20 and what?
You thought there were 20 wars? I think you mean you thought there were two wars, World War I and World War...
Not only those the Civil War and the Old War.
Exactly. But what happened is that we started learning together about 40 minutes ago. Did you know we've been learning for 40 minutes?
Nope.
We started learning about 40 minutes ago. When we first started learning, how did you feel when we first started learning?
Awesome.
Awesome. Did you feel excited? Did you feel like you had tons of energy? Yeah? Did you feel like you would be able to study this all day long?
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. It's been 40 minutes. How do you feel now?
Pretty tired.
You feel pretty tired? How else do you feel? Are you yawning?
Yeah.
Yeah, and are you sometimes thinking about other things besides history? Yeah, and it's only been 40 minutes, right? So what's happening here is that the human brain really can only process information, new dense information, in about a 40-minute increment. Sometimes it's 30 minutes, sometimes it's 50 minutes. It's kind of dependent on the person. But especially with young children, that 30 to 40-minute period of time is really the max for what you're going to get 100% effort from. Keep sitting up for me, dude. Keep sit up nice and straight. You're still working on Operation Observant Compass, right? Go ahead. Can you write the years for me? Write those years and then we'll take a break. What happens is after those 40 minutes are up, over the course of those 40 minutes, the child or even you as an adult, you'll start to lose focus, which means you'll start to have less energy, less attention that you can put into the task that you're trying to learn or accomplish. But by the time you hit about 40 minutes, you're really working at half effort, half energy. And that's if you're lucky. All of that difficulty, all of that lost resource, all of that lost energy just turns into a slower, lower performance. So the way that you get past that is you take a break, and the ideal break time is between 10 and 20 minutes. So once Sina finishes writing this last African conflict down, we're going to take about a 20-minute break. You feel ready for a break? We're going to take a 20-minute break so that he can reset, recharge, and do you know what it's going to be like? In 20 minutes, he's going to come back here, and he's going to be amped to start all over again. So I'm going to go take him out of here so he doesn't fall asleep, so he can go do a little bit of playtime, a little bit of running around, and we'll come back and we'll finish our timeline on modern war. So that's what I want you guys to know. If you struggle with learning, or if you struggle at work, or if you struggle to stay focused for longer than about an hour, this is why, because the same thing is happening to you. If you're an adult, you've been this way since you were 8 years old, just like my son Sina. It doesn't go away. You can't train yourself to work in larger blocks. If you suffer from any kind of ADHD or ADD, then you actually still have a block of very focused time that's natural, but it may only be 10 or 12 or 15 minutes. There's nothing wrong with you. That's the way the brain is wired. The brain is wired that way because it can only do two things. It's like a two-shift car or a two-gear car. The brain can either absorb new information or index old information. That's the only two things the brain can do. It's only got two drives: learn or index. You learn during these 40-minute blocks where you put information into your head. But then you have to step away from learning so you can put your brain in second gear, which is indexing. The indexing period of time is when your brain takes all that new information and starts to sort it and categorize it and store it in long and short-term memory. If school sucked for you, it's because you were stuck learning and learning and learning without any time to index. Hey, beautiful girl, can you give me 1 second? Sina and I are making a quick video. 1 second, my love. Alaya is also learning, and it's also time for her to take her break, which is why she's coming in here. So that's what's happening to you. You don't suck at learning. You're not bad at learning. You were never a bad student. School was structured to give you 50 minutes of instruction, sometimes 90 minutes of instruction, and then only a 10-minute break. That's not enough time to index all the information you were given. So you were never the one at fault. If your child suffers now, it's not your child's fault. They don't need medication if you don't want to give them medication. All they need is a change in how they are provided new information and a change in how they index that information. I've got 2 kids that need a break. I wish I could talk further. Keep doing what you're doing. If you're homeschooling, keep homeschooling your kids. Shift up your day however you want to shift them up. If your kids are in public school, I get it. Sometimes we have to put our kids in public school. But remember, the school system isn't always built around the natural 40-minute, 20-minute break cycle. So sometimes you're going to have to help coach your kids to understand it's okay if they lose focus after 30 minutes. Just give them the tools that they need to understand how their own brain works so they don't feel bad about themselves when they come home from school. All right. Thank you for your time, everybody. Take care and good luck.